The Pelicans last night dominate Toronto Raptors 138 to 100. And from everything I've read about it, again, I didn't get to watch it, put the kids down. But it seems like Brandon Ingram just absolutely went the hell off. A season high, 41? I believe. Yeah, 41 points. Didn't even play the fourth quarter. 8 of 11 from 3. At one point to blow out the lead in that third quarter, I think he hit like 5 threes in like a 2-minute stretch. Also had, 9 assists, 6 boards, something along those lines. Brandon Ingram completely dominating last night.
He did, but T-Bob, it wasn't just Brandon Ingram. This team came out scorching hot. They hit 7 of their first 10 shots in the first quarter, and it was one of those games where you're like, I love to see this, but at the same time, I would have been disappointed if I didn't. Toronto was coming off of an overtime game against Oklahoma City. Yes. Yeah. Like Scotty Barnes, their best player, he played 48 minutes the night before, and you could see it at the end of the first quarter. I mean, he was gassed. He was sitting constantly. They were pulling him out of the game, but that might be my only complaint. I wanted to see him run the floor a little bit more aggressive in transition because they were coming off of that double overtime game. But when you're shooting the ball that well as a team, it's a little bit hard to poke holes, right? T-Bub, one thing I noticed, Zion Williamson has become such a good passer. It is now a strength of his game.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I mean, that was not a strength, if you will, of his game coming in. I mean, he was just known as the bruiser down low. You know, you're throwing him the ball. When he's down low and he's dishing it out to these open guys, he hit C.J. McCollum early for a couple easy threes. He hit Trey Murphy for an easy 3. And, I mean, these are dimes, like on the move to your shooters on the perimeter. Great spacing early on. I mean, it was beautiful offense all the way around. A little bit too much offensive rebounds that they allowed for the Raptors. I mean, it was 17-10, but you have the size advantage, and the Raptors are, you know, they were tired, they were gassed. RJ Barrett didn't even play in this game because he was resting on the second day of a back-to-back. But Brandon Ingram, it was 4 straight threes to end the third quarter.
Chad is saying 5.
Okay, maybe it was 5. I thought it was 4. Either way, the one that he missed, he just heaved it up over 2 guys in a heat check moment, and it was partially blocked. He goes 8 of 11 from the 3-point line. 8 of 11. C.J. McCollum, 6 of 10. They shot 40% as a team from 3, 51% from the court. It was one of the best games I've seen them play all year. I mean, a 38-point victory. Again, you wanted to see it. You would have been disappointed if you didn't, but like they did exactly what they were supposed to do. They ran a tired team off the floor from start to finish.
I mean, okay, so we talk about how for the first time this season, the New Orleans Pelicans feel like a modern NBA team in that they have a lot of guys that can shoot. And it feels like every day we're coming in here talking about these massive shooting nights. And but like, okay, so obviously something like this is a bit of an outlier, right? You're not going to get 8, 11, 6, 10, whatever. Like that's insanity. It's like LSU this weekend shooting over 50% from 3 and maybe both the male and female games actually. But either, wow, God, why is everybody shooting so well? Carnival season in the air. But the point is, you look up and Pels are 6th in the NBA right now in 3-point percentage. So yeah, this is actually sustainable. Not maybe obviously not to the extent of last night, but like this is not fluky. I mean, we're 50 games in. Last night was the 50th game of the season, and tell me that you should not feel ecstatic as a Pelicans fan right now. Last night was the 50th game of the season. You are 29-21. You're very well positioned. Have you made some mistakes? Sure. You need to do a better job of beating the best teams, but you're taking care of pretty much all of the bad teams. You're in a log jam. Don't get me wrong, right? If we said the goal is to miss the play, and like today, you're technically checking in as the 7th seed, but you're half a game behind the 5th seed. The top 4 are clearly separating. After that, you're going to be battling for one of those 5 and 6 spots with who else is all ranked around you here? So like Nuggets are 35-16. They are the 4th seed. That is only half a game behind the Thunder, who are the 1 seed. But then between Nuggets and then the Kings, you have a 5-game gap. Kings at 29-20 are the 5th seed. Well, what are you? You're 29-21. You're only half a game back from that. So there are 2 clear chunks of teams emerging in the NBA, and 1 through 4, it's Thunder, T-Wolves, Clippers, Nuggets, and then you're in the second tier with Kings, Suns, Pels, Mavs, and then if like the Lakers or Jazz get hot, and maybe the Warriors are just cuz, but I don't think so. But like then they could be in that grouping as well. But the point is, you're 50 games in, you're 29 and 21, you're right there on the edge of making the playoffs without having to be in the play-in, which is the goal. You have a team that is such where your depth is really starting to shine, right? A couple of nights ago, it was kind of the unexpected contributions of Jose Alvarado that play a key role in you escaping San Antonio with the win. A game that you should have taken care of business, made it too close, but you did. It's the NBA. It's tough. Last night, it's Brandon Ingram just completely shutting the door in the third quarter so that nobody even has to play in the fourth. Fresh legs. Some nights it's Zion. Some nights Jonas has his time. CJ has been, very consistent throughout as well, but some nights he takes over. So it's a Pelicans team that is, and then most importantly, in a day and age where three-point shooting is all that matters, you are currently 6th in the NBA when it comes to shooting from beyond the arc. Those are a ton of positive signs moving forward.
Well, T-Bob, the best part about this team's three-point shooting, it's a different person every night, right?
Yeah.
Like, what do we talk about? Oh, you have to get Trey Murphy and Jordan Hawkins involved because of their ability to shoot the basketball. They were combined 2 for 9 last night from 3, and it didn't matter. You still shot 42% from the three-point line, and your 2 best bench scorers went 2 for 9 combined from the three-point line. So it's a bunch of different guys. You're not relying on one or another. Also, I get it. It was a blowout game. You're not going to play 12 guys every single night, but every guy that stepped foot on the court last night for the Pelicans scored. All 12 guys in the lineup got at least a bucket. And here's the best stat of the game, in my opinion. It's better than the three-point shooting. It's better than the 41 from Brandon Ingram. 36 assists to 7 turnovers for the Pelicans. We were talking about ball movement and spacing, and a lot of those turnovers, 4 of them were in the fourth quarter when your backups were playing. It was 33-3 going into the fourth quarter. I mean, it was almost flawless offensive basketball all night long.
Yeah, and anytime you're that hot, that's going to juice up those numbers. And yes, like when your assisted turnover gets that insane, there's no chance you're going to lose. And I'm just scanning some team rankings. I mean, you're a top 10 defense as well in the NBA right now, which is a credit from all metrics. If just like raw scoring, if you look at like opponent effective field goal percentage, if you look at defensive efficiency, the Pelicans checking in top 10 in every single way. And that's Willie Green, right? Being able to instill. Now, they don't take a ton of threes, right? They're still, I think, like 23rd in the NBA, so they better be efficient at them, which obviously they have been. But Willie Green still not losing sight of the fact that, look, at the end of the day, though, defense, if you really want to get frisky in the playoffs, that's going to be the way and the path forward to doing so. So just an absolutely fantastic win for your Pelicans. What is that, 3 in a row now after that little bit of a slide? So bouncing back in the exact way that you love to see. And who do you have coming up next? So you're going to Portland this Saturday and then to Memphis on Monday before you return home for a couple days with the stand. Okay, there's a 7-game gap from the 14th to 22nd. Is that when the All-Star game is?
Yep.
It has to be, yeah, right. Great job. Great job by the Pels last night. Great job by Brandon Ingram going ahead, taking over that game, 41 in just 3 quarters played. Let everybody get them fresh legs. Everybody get that rest heading into this All-Star break. Again, flock up, boys. It is going to be a fun finish to this Pelican season.